24 days that she knew that the level of either she knew or her agent knew or the teams knew, everybody knew what was going on. We make decisions and then expect everybody else to have sympathy for our decisions.
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
Hello, welcome back to Black Press. It's your girl Trish
And your boy Mr. Define.
And we want to thank our first-time visitors. Please remember to like, comment, share, and spread the word.
And make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell up top to get notified for our future videos.
Alright, so let's get into it.
What do we got going on in the news?
Alright, so our first topic of discussion is Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner is currently set for her next hearing on October 25th. So recently her wife just came out and said that Russia is holding her hostage and she feels left behind. So
yeah, don't we got that recording?
Let's play that.
Forgotten in Russia, or just completely used to the point of her detriment, because she's like, saying things to me like, my life just don't even matter no more.
Is that what she said to you?
Yeah,
My life
doesn't like, I feel like my life just doesn't matter. Like, you guys, like, y'all don't see me, like, y'all don't see the need to get me back home. Am I just nothing? He's very afraid about being left and forgotten in Russia, or just completely used to the point of her detriment, because she's like, saying things to me like.
So I want to touch on something that she mentioned. She said that Brittany Griner mentioned to her, or her wife mentioned to her, that she feels left behind. Now, a lot of us have been in that position before where we feel forgotten about.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to make sure, one, that she's mentally okay, and two, she's not forgotten because she's still in the topic of conversation. However, we have to remember that she's there kind of for a reason. I mean, she was caught with narcotics, and you shouldn't think that just because you're an American, it's okay to do certain stuff. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion and complications arise, because Americans feel that they can get away with stuff, or their offenses are excusable.
Yeah, definitely Americans. But I think it hits on me even deeper because she's black.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, oh, well, America doesn't care about black people, or they would have brought her home. We're in the middle of a war. We're in a pseudo war because we're not physically boots on the ground, but it's the middle of a war.
Yeah.
We're in a pseudo war, and I think it's funny that we hit, oh, she's black, and we need to get her home, but there wasn't a lot of hooping and hollering for the white people either.
Because there's other people that's over there. She's not the only one. She's currently the face for them, and that's because of the media attention that's been brought.
Yeah, because she's a WNBA player.
Yeah, and WNBA players, honestly, I believe she went overseas because WNBA players in America don't get paid as much. That's another topic of conversation because women aren't respected in the work field. So
I don't believe it's not being respected in the work field. I believe it's making choices for the job that you want to have. So you make the choices based off the amount that you want to make, and you can't expect the company or whatever company you're working for to pay you more out of the job that you chose because of the field that you want to go to, especially basketball. Because any of those professional athletic sports, the first thing that come out their mouth is, I love the sport. I love the game. Either you love the game or you love the money. But then when it comes up to money, Brittany Griner was making a whole lot more money than most anybody. Most of the top people, us average citizens are making on a regular day. Brittany Griner signed a contract, a 3-year contract for $664,544 for 3 years. She signed that in 2020. So for the year of 2021-22 basketball season, that 1 year she made $221,450.
Okay, so saying that she does it for the love of the sport and she's supposed to get whatever income that they offer her, that's not right because a male in that position, most of them get offered a lot more. They're signing multi-million-dollar contracts.
Right.
And their retainment is a lot longer than females.
Yes, but they're also going into a field that pays more, and everybody knows, like, nobody complain. There's some people, but for the most part, nobody's saying, oh, well, nobody's saying why isn't teachers making more money?
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because teachers love to teach, and teachers are even pulling money out their own pockets to help their students.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see anybody saying, well, women teachers should make more money, and it actually make an effect. They're saying it, but we're highlighting this stuff in sports,
Mm-hmm.
as if the sport, that's not the area to highlight being, because you're playing a game. You actually playing the game. You say you're playing a game for the love of the game, but you want more money. But that the field that you're in, if you've even taken away sports, like I said with teaching, the field that teachers are in don't get paid more than $60,000 a year. When we're in college, we know how much that job is going to pay us when we get out. We made that choice. So guess what? We live at $60,000 a year because that's what we love to do. We accept it. But a basketball player can say, I love the sport, but I think I should make more money. When you chose your field, you're making choices.
But teachers do the same thing because they choose different districts. You're not going to go.
Yes.
And a lot of teachers, they don't even teach in the district that they live in. So it's.
But how many teachers are making $221,450 a year?
Not.
Would any teacher be complaining about pay if they were making $221,450 a year?
It depends on your living circumstances. A teacher is not going to live like an NBA player or WNBA player
because they don't make enough money to.
Yeah, you have to.
That's my point. They're not making enough money, but we're saying, oh, women athletes aren't making enough money. You're playing a sport that you chose to play. You could have picked up any WNBA or any female athlete that probably went to college, could have in their college went towards doctor, lawyer, any other field, that is going to pay high or pay a lot of money. No, they wanted the basketball player or the whatever sport because they wanted excess money, and then they got excess money at the professional level, and still want more money because it's not as much as somebody else makes. But those people, the males that are playing basketball have more butts in the seats. They're selling more tickets. They're selling more jerseys, and they play at a higher level.
Popular.
And because they play at a higher level, their popularity. So that's popular. That's popular. Teaching ain't popular. Nobody's upset about the teachers. I'm not gonna say no, but most of the Americans are not upset about teachers. Most people working at high-paid jobs are not upset about teachers when the teachers are the first level that we had to go through.
They are.
They're the first thing that actually taught us any form of education. But we're not upset about the teachers.
That also ties around to what you said. You choose the profession that you want to go into, and you can't be dissatisfied with your pay.
Exactly. So if a teacher shouldn't be dissatisfied with their pay because that's what they chose to do, a basketball player that chose to be a woman you chose to be a woman when it became that. But you chose to be a basketball player, and when you were in college and you made a decision on which area you was gonna go in life, you knew how much money that paid, and you knew, and this is what gets me, especially in sports, you cannot willingly just choose not to realize that more seats are being filled in a NBA game than a WNBA game. So you know seats filled equal money. Money into the companies, into the franchises' pockets.
It's all about your passion and your drive, though. So if that's her passion and her drive, and she has an avenue to make more money, of course you're gonna take that avenue because what are you doing?
So
you're building on the wealth that you have, and you're trying to form some type of generational wealth so that it passes down.
So she did that. That's what she went to Russia, or she's wanting more money for generational wealth here. Because that's definitely probably why she went to Russia. But the smart thing to do, and that's what I'm saying, women are very logical. Women are capable of being logical. Women are capable of making decisions at higher levels. But we choose when we want to say that I made a logical decision, and we choose when we don't want to say I made a decision with my own free will. We choose to do that, or we go, well, you just need to pay me more because I'm not getting paid as much as they are. And we shut off one side of saying you made a choice knowing how much your field or your job paid, and just completely say, oh, you just need to pay me. That's because I'm using logic. I'm using logic.
I don't agree with that because, okay, and I understand from your point where you're saying NBA players, they make this certain amount because they draw in more people and they have the fan base and stuff like that. But where's the support for the females?
Where's the support for the teachers? I don't want it. I'm saying if we're gonna say that it's not fair
levels.
It's a greater level to be a teacher.
It is.
It's much more influence. It's much more influence on a individual person's life.
But having those two things as comparisons doesn't work because it's two different.
We're talking about two different. Exactly. Yeah. And WNBA player and NBA player, two different professions.
Well, no.
Yes.
That's the same profession.
No.
It's the same. They're both.
No.
They're both playing.
It's not the same profession.
Basketball.
They're both playing at different levels. You're playing at a different level. A WNBA player, all-star, even an all-star, is not going to perform at the same level that an all-star NBA player can.
I don't know, you guys. We're gonna have to table this because we're almost going outside of the fight. Because right now, she's over there. She could be having and I'm sure in her moment she's thinking about these same topics like, Wow, I should
I
have
don't.
said. I
I
should have
bet you she's
stayed.
not thinking about, oh, maybe teachers should make more money.
Of course not.
Nope.
But
Because she's not. None of her choices have been that.
I can guarantee she's there thinking of different life decisions. Because if she's saying no one is caring about her, your head, the wheels in your head starts turning.
Okay, and I want to talk about that. Nobody cares about me, right? Let's talk about decisions. I'm gonna talk about decisions first. So on January 23rd, the State Department issues a level 4 travel advisory across the state. Everybody knows, everybody's informed that Russia is probably going to attack Ukraine, and you should probably get out of Russia. That's the 23rd. January 29th, Brittany Griner plays the last game for Russia on the 29th. On February 10th, so she's back in USA from the 10th to the 14th because the USA is hosting a basketball tournament. Russia team is there. Obviously, Brittany Griner's there. So that's what 14 plus. That's 21 days. 21 days that the level 4 travel advisory has been out. Right. February 17th, Brittany Griner decides to go back to Russia. That's when she gets arrested. So that's 21 plus. That's 24 days. 24 days that she knew that the level of either she knew or her agent knew or the teams knew. Everybody knew what was going on. We make decisions and then expect everybody else to have sympathy for our decisions. But where's the sympathy for the 75% of jail inmates? Over 480,000 jail inmates that are in jail right now in America, waiting on the court date. But they can't. They're not out. They're waiting. They're in reprimand, waiting on a court date because they can't afford to pay the bail.
Then it goes back to their life decisions.
Exactly. That's my point. Brittany Griner made the decision, but we're upset about Brittany Griner. But there are 480,000 people, men and women, that are in jail who haven't even been convicted of a crime.
So we're upset at the fact that she's in a foreign country. Yes, she went there by her own will, and yes, it's her fault that she carried on things that she wasn't supposed to and got caught with it. Yes, that's an offense. Of course, you have to pay for your offenses. But we're talking and thinking about the fact that she's there and she's alone. She doesn't have any support. And it's just like when you're at a basketball game, you have thousands of people cheering for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody in that jail cell there cheering for her now. So
there's nobody in the jail cell cheering for those 480,000 men and women that can't even afford bail. What
got them there? Like
what got her there?
Her bad decisions.
We know she's guilty.
Mm-hmm.
She brought that. These people haven't even been on trial. She's been tried and convicted. Mm-hmm. Sham trial or not, even if it's not it's not. It wasn't a sham trial. It was just an over trumped conviction or sentence. But these people haven't even been to trial. Mm-hmm. My thing is, I'm not gonna say overpaid, but a well-paid athlete chose to have more money and go into a whole nother country to get more money, so that because she wanted to do it, knowing what was going on. But there are people that are in jail who have not been convicted, have not pleaded guilty, because if they pleaded guilty, they'd probably be out, or they would be in prison instead of jail. So she did that with $221,000 last year, and a 3-year contract of $621 million. That's $1 million, or no, $664,000 contract, mm-hmm. And she went for more money. These people can't even afford bail. if we're upset about Brittany Griner in another country that she was informed that was on the potential of being hostile, why are we not screaming from the rooftops about these 480,000 people that are in jail just because they can't afford bail?
Because there's no coverage or camera or there's no media coverage of that.
But they know. But we know. Just because the media's not covering it, the people, all these athletes that are speaking out, that are spoken out, they know these people are in jail.
Mm-hmm.
They know it, and I refuse to believe that they are so benign that they don't know that. They know that Brittany Griner's over there, but they don't know these 480,000 people that are sitting in jail that can't afford bail.
A lot of people don't know that.
But then it's like what she wants everybody to feel sorry. I don't know if she wants everybody, but we're feeling sorry for her choices. And I'm not saying that she should be there because, like I said, it's trumped up charges or trumped up conviction sentence. But at the same time, has she had an impact as an athlete? Because you're a role model, right? Athletes are a role model. I looked it up. She has a shoe foundation, and since the whole time she's been in, her shoe foundation has given out like $2,000 worth of shoes. You got a contract for $660,000 for 3 years, $2,000 in shoes, and they were probably donated by the shoe company.
But how much is she expected to give back? Like
enough to make us feel like if you get enough in Russia, we feel like you need to come back.
So you have like celebrities and people, like wealthy people that are in high positions and stuff. No one's saying that what she did was okay. Everybody knows what she did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the charges are trumped up because she's the face for America right now over there. So
she's the face for America. But what about Paul Whelan, a U.S. Marine?
He's not talked about right now.
Why?
Who's talked about right now is Brittany Griner, right? Because
she's the face for America.
That's what's right now at this point in time.
But what about Paul Whelan? And the Marine? Why is the Marine? The Marine is the tip of the spear.
But no one's talking about him. So if you're not talked about, and who's gonna know?
Everybody knows about him. Since she's been over there, everybody knows about him, but they still talk about her. He is a Marine that served as that chunk on fake spy charges. She knew she was carrying stuff, or she said she forgot.
But I'm saying, like, that's the reason why it's not talked about, because where's his...
And he's white.
Where's his platform and his coverage? Where's his people? Where's his people saying free him?
His family is saying it.
Just his family?
He
needs a support. He needs a support group.
But my point is, why are we because she was a wealthy or well-to-do WNBA player, she should have more coverage than him?
No, but it depends on your networking. So if 5 people know you and only 3 of those people are screaming free that person, then what are your odds of getting out, or what are your odds of being hurt? But if you have 100,000 people that follow you in your support group, and at least 75,000 of those people are saying free this person, word is going to spread a lot faster in that group than the other group.
I'm just saying it's not right.
Of course it's not right, but...
Now, we're going to wrap this up, but I just want to hit one last point, the fact that we talked about Brittany Griner. I know there were some athletes that were saying, and I love LeBron, but he said, why would Brittany Griner even want to come back to America? As if she is not good enough. But we haven't even really talked about the fact that, or nobody ever did talk about the fact too much, that Otto Warmbier in 2017 came back from North Korea in a vegetative state. Yeah, so it wasn't just Brittany Griner because she's black.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not just Brittany Griner because she's black. It's about international issues that we refuse to look at because we want to focus on the narrow part and intentionally not focus on the broader thing was. And Otto Warmbier, he was stealing stuff in North Korea, so that's the same thing.
You just get tangled.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got about Brittany Griner. She made her choice.
I still see fight for you. We hope you are in good space. Well, we just hope you get home soon because that's all we can hope for.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for. Free Brittany Griner. And Paul Whaley.
And free all of the American prisoners that's over there.
And free all of the American prisoners that are in jail that have not received their court date yet.
As long as they're clear of their charges, please.
And pay the teachers.